Hey guys, and welcome back to the Peteytown Piranhas, a college football 26 team builder dynasty. In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at early national signing day with the recruits we've gotten so far. Then we're going to jump into the college football playoff, where all we know right now is our first round game is against Kansas State, but we'll see where we go from there. Before we step into the action in this episode, just wanted to make a note that this is the 50th episode of the Peteytown Piranhas, so very nice milestone indeed. Really quick, one thing I forgot to mention in last episode was that we did lose Quan Mondo to Michigan, as they just had too much of a lead for us to overcome. After the Quan news, we can take a look at the guys we actually signed. Logan McCrath is an elite dev, so we love that to start. Juan Ivy is also an elite dev, so both sides of the line have an elite dev guy coming in. For Max Martino, he's also elite dev, so really great start for the Piranhas. Anthony Swift is a star dev, still love that. And then Deontay Apple is also a star dev at linebacker. Sidney Dunsmore is elite, so just incredible. 6 guys with very good dev traits so far. Dan Gentry has a star dev. And then Cortez Adai is our first normal of the class, but still like his base stats, so we'll take it. And then Larry Funk has impact, so not too bad. Eric Heggie has normal, so now we're getting into the other dev traits. But a star dev on Devin Eagles, which we love on a 3-star. Then fullback Daryl Lawrence is impact, so we'll take that. Then Cortez LeCount is also impact. And then we feel pretty good about signing these 2 guys, Randy Felton and Nick Fry. We don't know their dev traits, obviously, but nobody else is challenging, so should be a matter of time once we hit the transfer portal. Here's how the bracket is looking for these playoffs. You got Tulsa facing off against UCLA, North Carolina against Ole Miss, us against Kansas State, of course, and then Oklahoma, Michigan. And then your top 4 seeds are number 1 Texas, number 2 Clemson, number 3 USC, and number 4 Tennessee. It's college football playoff time as we take the field at Kansas State, and really just kind of counting our lucky stars that we're here right now, especially with how we ended the regular season. But we're here and we got to make the most of it, and it's got to be another 4-game trek for the national championship, but we've done it before and hoping that we can do it again. And would you look at that, it's the first snow game that I can remember in the Peteytown Piranhas dynasty. It happens here in the playoff game, so that's just something that we're going to have to battle in this one, as Kansas State's fans are going crazy. I don't know if I see anybody shirtless out there, but certainly wouldn't be me in this kind of situation with the weather. But here come the Wildcats onto the field, and they're looking to protect home turf in this playoff, but we're looking to cause an upset. And there are the upset-minded Peteytown Piranhas, ready to take it to them in Bill Snyder Stadium. Run up the middle, and he's going to get the block he needs in the second level to spring him to the 33-yard line. Hand off up the middle again, and they're exploiting the run defense up the middle right now for another first down. And Carlos Sexton finally makes a play in the run game, as it's a 3-yard loss. 3rd down and 12 for the Kansas State Wildcats. Their quarterback crouching really low in the shotgun stance, and he's going to throw it to a dump off. Missed the tackle, but we're there to cover it up to force them off the field on their first possession. Byron Talib dropping back on the first play for our offense. He has some room to run, and he's going to take it for a nice chunk and dive down nicely to the 39. Up the middle, Theo Storm gets some nice blocks out there, and he charges forward to get it past the 50. Read option, and Byron Talib's got some room on the outside. He spins through some guys and makes a nice play there to get to the 23. What nifty feet from Byron Talib. Byron throwing this one outside to an open Nick Rabe, and he gets it for about 7 yards. 3rd down and inches for the Piranhas. 4 guys to the left on this formation. Byron's going to drop back, throw it quickly, and it's going to be Dwayne Mentor making the catch. Byron Talib is going to take this one up the middle, and Byron Talib reads it well off the blocks. Very well executed by the Piranhas, and that drive was really dictated by Byron Talib using his legs, so love to see that from our guy. And the Peteytown Piranhas are going to take a 7-0 lead over Kansas State. After our touchdown, the defense gets a 3 and out, so we're back out here on offense. Byron Talib throwing a quick one, and it's going to be Nick Marler making the catch off the post from the RPO. And Elijah Addison fits through the hole, and he's going to get it to the 24. Wildcat for the Piranhas. Theo Storm is going to take it, and nobody is there until the safety, but he jukes him out, and he gets it all the way down to the 2-yard line where he's forced out of bounds. First down from the 2-yard line for the Piranhas, running that RPO, and Elijah Addison's going to be taken down behind the line. Theo Storm getting this carry. He fits through the hole, and Theo Storm is into the end zone as the Peteytown Piranhas are going to go up 14-0 against Kansas State right before the end of the first quarter. Outside run, and Carlos Sexton is really taking control in the run game now with another TFL. Handoff, and he's getting around Sean Leonhardt, but not Andy Wilkins. Third down and 12 for Kansas State. Empty formation. They are going to drop back. We just send 4. He's going to throw it outside, but it's over his receiver's head. Third down and 3 for the Peteytown Piranhas. Byron Talib is going to drop back. He's throwing it quickly to an open man, and that's Dwayne Mentor, who got free, and he gets it all the way to the 34. Third down and 10 for the Piranhas. Byron Talib is dropping back, and he's going to rifle one, and it's going to be caught over the middle by Nick Marler. Third down and 11 for the Peteytown Piranhas. Byron Talib dropping back to throw. He's going to float one to the outside. There's a wide open man in the end zone, and it's Andre Dimukeji. I don't know how they just lost him out there in coverage, but I'm glad that they did. And that was the easiest touchdown in the world you could ask for the Peteytown Piranhas, as we're going to go up 21-0. Throwing it quickly to an open man, and he got between our zones to get it to our side of the 50. Kansas State over the middle, and it's going to be deflected into an interception by Mafu Lee. Andy Wilkins batted that pass, and it went right into the hands of Mafu Lee. And we're going to snuff out their best possession of the ball game, and we're going to take over from our 32. Unfortunately, our offense couldn't take advantage of our interception, so Kansas is back out here on a 2nd down and 7, sending a man in motion and running the other direction as they had a little misdirection action on us. That's going to get them to the 45-yard line. Play action, and that's just not going to be good for them, as Trey Rizzo just came in there unabated to the quarterback, and always risky with those play actions when they take a little while, especially against our pass rush and Trey Rizzo. That sack helps lead to the 2-minute warning, where it's 3rd down and 16 for Kansas State. They're going to try a screen pass, but Derek Burr gets over there to bring him down. Byron Talib floating one, and it's going to be over there to Nick Rabe, who makes the catch. Just a nice, accurate ball from Byron. Going to get it to their 31-yard line. Byron throwing it out to Nick Rabe, who had a little zig route there, and he got it into their red zone. And it's going to be out to Nick Marler, who got separation from the defense for 9 yards. 3rd down and 1, spreading them out wide here. They're sending the blitz, and we're going to throw it short, and an accurate ball to Andre Dimukeji. 1 timeout remaining for the Piranhas, and Byron Talib is going to drop back, hit the quick slant, and Dwayne Mentor is going to break off the tackle and get it into the end zone right before the end of the first half. And the Peteytown Piranhas are looking good, as it's 28-0 in the first round of these playoffs. Nothing doing for our offense on the first possession of the second half, so Kansas State is taking over now, and they're going to try a play-action boot, but that just takes too long as Charlie Cahill just absolutely blows that play up. 3rd down and 15 for the Kansas State Wildcats, and they are going to drop back, and they're going to set up a screen, and Carlos Sexton gets off the block and brings him down for no gain. Our Elijah Addison gets the blocking. He jukes around a guy and they chase him down from behind, but a nice run there from Elijah. Up the middle, Theo Storm gets the blocking. He runs around the man, and that is going to be an easy score for Theo Storm. The Peteytown Piranhas going up 35-0 against the Kansas State Wildcats here in the first round. And at this point, I'm just going to let the game play out, show you any highlights from the starters for the rest of this quarter. But if we can set it up to get the backups in there, we will do that. But just an unbelievable effort from the Piranhas here to open up the playoffs for them. And there's a fumble on the ground, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to pick it up. Jaden Morrison gets on there. We'll see who forced it and if Kansas State tries to challenge, but things have just gone from absolutely terrible to just absolutely degrading for Kansas State now. Zach Fowler is going to be the one credited with the forced fumble there, and we'll see. Can't really tell on that angle, but it'll be given to the Peteytown Piranhas. Off the stretch play, it's going to be Elijah Addison getting into the end zone, so we get that fumble on defense and turn it into another touchdown as we're now up 42-0. Well, I have absolutely no notes for the Peteytown Piranhas as we absolutely blow out Kansas State 56-0. Just every single side of the ball working today, and just absolutely just got a lot of momentum now, definitely after that regular season. The Peteytown Piranhas have their mojo back. So the numbers tell the tale of this dominance over Kansas State. We had 513 yards to their 168, and definitely a program record 332 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns. Just absolutely amazing job by the running game, and they had 48 rushing yards. We outpassed them a little bit too with 181 yards to their 120, and they were 1 of 11 on third down while we were 6 of 11. And we forced 2 turnovers on them as well. Byron Talib just did what he was asked to do today as he had 181 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no picks, and he was sacked twice. Jamal Tavares came in with the backups and lit things up as he had 8 carries, 146 yards, and 2 touchdowns, and both of those touchdowns were long ones. And then Theo Storm had 13 carries, 89 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And Byron Talib got in on the act with 7 for 57 and a touchdown. And finally, Elijah Addison, 9 for 40 and a touchdown himself. Andre Dimukeji leading us in receiving with 4 for 54 and that wide open touchdown. And Nick Rabe contributed with 3 for 48, along with Nick Marler, 5 for 46. And Dwayne Mentor, 2 for 24 and that touchdown. In the shutout effort by the defense, Andy Wilkins led us with 8 tackles. Danny Gage had 1.5 sacks, and then 1 sack each from Bobby Younger, Charlie Cahill, and Trey Rizzo, then half a sack each for Nick Kurtz and Vernon Hicks. Can't forget about Mafu Lee getting that interception off the tip from Andy Wilkins, and Zach Fowler forced the fumble that was recovered by Jaden Morrison. The quarterfinal will be played at the Rose Bowl, and our opponent will be number 3 seed USC. Another good thing is that Petey Previtt leveled up again after that last playoff win, which means we got 41 skill points, and I'm going to use 35 of those to unlock CEO, mainly because it works out very well because the bonus you get from it is getting XP for playoff wins, and it's just a lot, especially with me on the fastest XP setting, so really can help Petey Previtt move up a lot. So we're going to unlock that. It's time to go back to the historic Rose Bowl, a stadium we're familiar with playoffs past, and this time the USC Trojans will be standing in our way with their 94 overall and 11-2 record and that number 3 seed, and they're always pretty tough in this game to deal with and slow sim and in other situations, but I hope that the Peteytown Piranhas can carry over the momentum from their last game. Defense starts the game with a 3-and-out on USC, so our offense is taken over, and USC is already being called for offsides as we get this pass out to Nick Marler for a 9-yard gain. The Piranhas accept the penalty on USC, so it's 1st and 5 now. And we are going to hand off for Theo Storm, and he can't get around them. Yo Storm is getting stopped in the backfield as USC shot the gap. 3rd down and 6 for the Peteytown Piranhas. Byron Talib is going to drop back. They send 4. And Byron is throwing it deep. We got a man open, and it's going to be caught for the touchdown. Nick Rabe gets behind the defense. They just lost him in coverage there, or really he just kind of beat their man. And we are going to go up 7-0. What a strike from Byron Talib and Nick Rabe. Throwing it short. His man has the space he needs as we dropped back in coverage, and they just went underneath. Throwing it under our coverage again, and they are going to get the 1st down. Play action. He's throwing it quick, and he's got a dart to his receiver who spins away from us, and Pat Missouri's got to save the touchdown. And their running back is going to find the crease. He spins away, and he's finally down inside the 5. 3rd down and goal for USC as they couldn't move an inch on the 2 previous plays. Dropping back to throw. He's looking for something. We're chasing him down. Trey Rizzo forces a fumble, but nobody's there to recover it. And USC is going to get that ball back, but it is going to be 4th down after the Trey Rizzo sack. From the hash mark, it's going to be a 29-yard try for USC. And he is going to put up the kick. And it is going to be good, so impressive drive for USC, but it falters near the end zone, and they're going to have to settle for the field goal to make it 7-3. Over the middle, and then they left a lot of room for Nick Rabe to get that slant play. And it's going to be our man, looks like Andre Dumukeji on a slant. Nick Marler is going to get this one, and a little block from Andre Dumukeji is going to give him some extra room to work. Out to Nick Marler. He's got a lot of space out there, and he's going to get it all the way to the 15-yard line. Byron Talib throwing the slant. They leave the space there, and they catch him before he can move forward for the 1st down, but still a 9-yard gain to end the 1st quarter. Trying a stretch with Elijah Addison, and that was the right play call as they were looking for the inside run, and we take it outside, and Elijah Addison is in for a touchdown as we're going to go up 14-3. USC's firing this one quickly in the seam, and he's going to make the catch in front of our defenders. 3rd down and 6 for the Trojans, and they are going to drop back and throw it over the middle, and there's an open man, and he found the space he needed to get to our side of the 50. 3rd down and 5 for USC. We have our dime package, it looks like, out there. We're sending a blitz out of it. He's going to throw it over the middle, and Carlos Sexton makes a nice tackle to prevent the 1st down. 48-yard field goal attempt for the Trojans, and they are going to send this one up. And it is through the uprights again, so USC's got 2 field goals in this one now as they make it a 1-possession game. It's 14-6. USC stops our offense with a 3-and-out, and now they're starting this drive on our side of the 50 and throwing one over the middle to an open man, and they're already inside of our red zone. 3rd down and 2 for USC. Bunch of guys in the backfield with their quarterback on this play. And he's going to drop back, throw a quick one, and it is going to be caught for the 1st down. And it's Sean Leonhardt in the backfield making a big stop. 3rd down and goal for USC. Dropping back, and he is throwing out to his man, and he's going to cut up, and USC has finally gotten themselves into the end zone. After a few drives of getting field goals, they are able to punch it in this time to go down 14-12, see what they try to do with the 2-point or just go with the extra point in this situation. And USC is going to decide just to take their field goal here early in the game. Or extra point, I should say. After USC's touchdown, it's 3rd down and 10 for the Peteytown Piranhas. Byron Talib going to drop back and throw it over the middle to an open man. It's Dwayne Mentor just streaking down the field to get it to the 45-yard line. Byron Talib throwing this one to an open man. It's Elijah Addison somehow escaping their coverage, and he's going to get to the 22-yard line. Byron throwing it outside quickly. Nick Marler gets a little block out there. Not really a block, just kind of getting in their way. We're going to bring that all the way inside the 5. Talib throwing this one. Nick Marler makes the jumping grab in the end zone. He was able to get that throw in before Nick Marler got to their defenders. And we are going to go with a touchdown. And responding to USC's touchdown from the last drive, just brilliant job by the Piranhas offense. And we're going to go up 21-13. Neither offense does anything to end the first half, and they don't do anything to start the second half. So this is our second possession of the half. Nick Marler getting a catch here, and he's going to get 7 yards. 3rd down and 3 for the Piranhas near midfield. Byron Talib sends Elijah in a motion to the other side. And he drops back, throws one quick, and it's going to be enough for the first down to Nick Rabe. 3rd and 1 for the Piranhas. Going to send a motion for Andre Dimukeji. And we're going to throw it out to Nick Marler, but he doesn't have the first down. Petey Previtt says go for it here on 4th down and 1. Byron Talib is going to drop back. And he is waiting, throwing, and it's going to be open on the hitch route for Nick Rabe. Elijah Addison is going to get brought down in the backfield for a 3-yard loss. Out of the backfield is Theo Storm making a catch and trying to spin move, and he's just short of the first down. 3rd down and inches for the Piranhas. And we're going to throw the bubble out there, and Dwayne Mentor is going to sprint forward just enough for the first down. 3rd down and 10 for the Piranhas. Byron Talib is going to drop back. And they're bringing some pressure. He tries to run away from it, but he's just going to throw this one away. That throwaway is going to give us a chance at this 37-yard field goal for Josh Grudadaria. He puts it up, and it is going to be good, so we're going to extend this lead to be a 2-possession game, as it's going to be 24-13 for the Peteytown Piranhas. Defense gets a 3-and-out after our field goal, so the offense is back out here right at the 50-yard line. Byron Talib throwing this one quickly to Nick Rabe, and they're just giving him that slant today. Out to Nick Marler. He's going to turn the corner, break a tackle, and reach for the first down. 3rd down and 4 for the Piranhas. Byron Talib is going to send Elijah Addison in motion. They're sending a blitz. We're throwing it out quickly, and this time they're covering the short route for Nick Rabe. Looking to make it a 2-touchdown deficit, we send out Josh Grudadaria for the field goal attempt. And he's going to put this one up, and it is no good. He's going to hook it wide to the right. It's still a 2-possession lead, but that one stings a little bit as USC's got some life now. Bubble screen is going to work to very nice perfection for them as they get the first down. Play action, throwing one, and it is going to be complete to their man despite the hit from Carlos Sexton. 3rd down and 6 for the Trojans. 3 receivers to the left, and they're going to drop back and rifle one in between our zones and get the completion. 3rd down and 2 for the Trojans, and they are going to hand it off to their man. He gets stopped up a little bit by the block, but then he gets past it for the first down. 3rd down and 8 for USC. Dropping back, and he's looking for something, and he's going to get sacked. There's a flag on the play, and it's going to be on USC, so big play there for the Peteytown Piranhas defense. Petey Previtt elects to accept the penalty to make it a 3rd down and 18 for USC, and they are going to try to throw for it. Throws it to the outside. We knock it away nicely. Jadarius Fatton-Coon with the nice coverage. Incompletion is going to force a field goal attempt for USC. And their man puts it through, and now it's going to be a 1-possession game. Byron Talib over the middle is going to throw an interception to USC. I was really fearing that was going to happen. Byron's just been playing so well lately, but that time he tried to force one over the middle, and USC's defense makes a huge play. Run up the middle for USC. They're going to get the blocking, and Andy Wilkins has to bring him down at the 10. USC throwing one, and it's going to be intercepted by the Piranhas. Sean Leonhardt makes a lunging attempt at that interception. What incredible coverage by him. He baited the quarterback. Their receiver looked like he was open, but Sean Leonhardt makes an absolutely gigantic play for the Peteytown Piranhas, getting that interception after our guy threw an interception. But our defense usually does have our quarterbacks back, and they did in a huge way there. Byron throwing over the middle again. It's going to be Dwayne Mentor, and this time it was a safer throw as the defender was behind him. Byron going to throw it out to Dwayne Mentor, who gets what he needs for the first down. Nick Marler making this catch. He gets around the blocks nicely, and he's going to get it all the way to the 49-yard line. We forced USC to use 2 of their timeouts, but it's 3rd down and 4 for the Piranhas. And Byron Talib is going to throw the slant, and it's going to be a nice catch by Nick Rabe, who had to turn around to get it, but he will secure that one for the first down. Byron Talib throwing it quickly to Andre Dimukeji, and he gets it all the way into their red zone off one of those RPO QB plays. And we are going to get to kneel this one down now as Byron Talib goes into the victory formation, and the time will expire, and the Peteytown Piranhas get a 24-16 victory over the USC Trojans in the quarterfinal. Very tough game. They gave us all we could handle out there, but the Peteytown Piranhas will prevail. Always remember that Sean Leonhardt interception in the red zone. That was absolutely massive for us in preserving this win, and proud of the Peteytown Piranhas for fighting and just moving on. Final stats against USC, we had 384 yards to their 289, and not a lot of those were on the ground as we only had 4 yards with 1 touchdown, and they had 41 yards. Passing game was where we really moved the ball as we had 380 to their 248. We had 5 of 11 on 3rd down to their 6 of 13. And each team had those turnovers in that defining sequence of the game. Byron Talib, outside of that interception, played exceptionally well today as he had 380 yards and 2 touchdowns with that interception, and he was sacked once. Our leading rusher was Elijah Addison with 6 carries for 9 yards and a touchdown. Nick Marler was doing his playmaking thing with 13 catches, 113 yards, and a touchdown, while Nick Rabe was also huge for us with 8 catches, 104 yards, and that long touchdown. And Dwayne Mentor made some key catches as well with 5 for 52. Carlos Sexton was all over the place, making 14 tackles in this one. Trey Rizzo had our only sack of the ball game, which he forced a fumble on that we couldn't recover. And of course, the play of the game was obviously that Sean Leonhardt interception, just an incredible play by him. Unfortunately, Josh Rudadaria missed a field goal today, but he did make one from 37 yards out. So getting the CEO archetype really worked in our benefit after that playoff game, as Petey Previtt upgraded already to the next level, and we're going to use that to go to the next tier in our DBs. In the semifinal, it will be the number 7 seed Michigan Wolverines, who I believe we started this season or the previous season against. I can't remember, one of those kickoff games, but we have played them in the past and we were able to handle them pretty well then, but all the things are different now as we're going to go up against them here in a playoff game. Before we step on the field against Michigan, let's see how the bracket has broken out so far. UCLA took down Tulsa, then Ole Miss had a close one against North Carolina, and Michigan had their close game against Oklahoma. Then in the next round, Tennessee took care of UCLA, while Texas beat Ole Miss by 10. Of course, we took care of USC, and then Michigan had a classic against Clemson, winning by 3 points. Then on the other side of the bracket from us in Michigan, it's those old foes, Tennessee and Texas. So if we're able to get to the national championship, it'll be a rematch either way with one of those teams from this season. No more delay now, as it's time for the semifinal matchup against number 7 seed Michigan with their 94 overall and 11-4 record. And the Peteytown Piranhas are trying to make their 5th straight national championship game, but it won't be easy, of course. Little team comparison as they convert a little more on 3rd down and gain a little more yards than us, and then we pass a little more than they do. Both defenses start the game with a 3-and-out, and our offense is going to be out here for their second possession. We're going to hand off to Theo Storm, who gets a little lane up the middle for 8 yards. 3rd down and 1 for the Piranhas. Handing it off, Theo Storm is going to get what he needs for the first down. Throwing the post to an open man, Dwayne Mentor making the catch to get us near the 50-yard line. Elijah Addison getting this carry, and he's fitting through to move the sticks. Nick Marler getting this catch. He's got a block from Andre DiMukeji on the side, and he's going to get all the way down to the 6-yard line. The playmaker, Nick Marler, making another play for us. Byron Talib looking to throw here. He's got our man Nick Marler wide open in the end zone, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to go up 7-0 over Michigan. After our touchdown, Michigan's immediately on a 3rd down and 9 on their next possession, sending a man in motion at the top of the screen. He's going to drop back. He's going to try a deep ball, and it's almost picked off, and it's tipped into a pick as Pat Missouri was there to make the play, and the Peteytown Piranhas on defense get the turnover and return it to their 34-yard line. Out to Nick Marler again, and he has been a problem for them early in this game off those flat plays, and he's going to get this one inside the 10. Byron Talib throwing outside. Nick Marler is there, and Nick Marler is in the end zone once again. Looks like we ran that play for the first touchdown to the other side, and we flipped it this time, and the results are the same as we're going to go up 14-0 on the Michigan Wolverines. Play action, got pressure up the middle. He almost ran past him, but then came back to get the sack. That'll be Carlos Sexton getting into the backfield on their quarterback. Dropping back, throwing over the middle, and he's going to fit it into the window, and he's going to get the first down. 3rd down and 10 for Michigan, spreading us out a little bit on this formation. We're going to drop back, and he is going to try a deep ball, and we are back there and knocked away by Jaden Morrison. After our touchdown, both defenses have come up with stops as Michigan's here on a 2nd down and 7 with 10 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. And we are going to jump that route and get an interception. Zach Fowler just read and baited the quarterback like a book. Incredible play by him, anticipation, and all the things you love to see out of your DBs. And we're going to take over just outside of their red zone. Over the middle, Theo Storm is getting this catch for 9 yards. Byron Talib looking around. He's pressured up the middle now, and Michigan is going to bring him down for the 2nd sack of the ball game. So he made it into their red zone, then got pushed out, and we're here on a 3rd down and 9. Byron Talib is looking. He's thrown outside, and it is going to be caught by Keyshawn Jasso. Petey Previtt is going to elect to make it a 3-possession game with Josh Grudadaria. And he is going to put it up, and he's got the angle, and he's got the field goal. So we are going to go up 17-0. 3rd down and 2 for the Wolverines. And they are going to go with a RPO and get it out to their man in the flat for the 1st down. Handoff, and he goes through the traffic, and he's going to get to the 1st down marker. 3rd down and 6 for Michigan. They got an empty formation, and we got the double mug look, and we're going to drop out of the blitz, and they're going to throw it over the middle and get the completion in some tight areas there. 3rd down and 7 for Michigan at the 30-yard line. We're going to drop back, throw it over the middle, and it is going to be complete. Carlos Sexton was there, but then he ran to cover something else, and he threw it right by him. 3rd down and 4 for Michigan from the 7-yard line. They are going to drop back, throw it to their man who's open, but a big hit is going to jar the ball loose. Couldn't tell who delivered the big hit, but great play there. Michigan rolling the dice on 4th and 4. He's going to throw it out there. We got a man in front of it, and it's going to be incomplete, and we're going to keep him out of the end zone. Following the big stop on defense, we're just going to run this ball right up the middle. Theo Storm is going to get to the 1st down marker on a 3rd down and 12. Great execution by the guys. Byron Talib dropping back. He's immediately got pressure in his face and has nowhere to go. They're going to drop him for a 6-yard sack. 3rd and 13. We're going to run another play. Elijah Addison getting around the edge. He jukes, and he's going to get another 1st down. So we're going between wanting to be aggressive with passes and then on 3rd down and longs, just running the ball. But each time we've converted on 3rd and long situations. Byron Talib throwing outside, and it is going to be an interception for Michigan. So after doing a nice job to move the ball out of a danger zone, Byron Talib gives that one up, and Michigan makes a great play to get it on our side of the 50 with some time left and 3 timeouts to put something on the board before halftime. Throwing it out to his man, and he's got the block on Jaden Morrison. He makes a juke to push himself further, and he's going to get to the 20. Running around, he's going to find an open man past the first down marker. Michigan hurrying to the line as they let the time slip away. He's going to drop back, looking for something over the middle. He's going to make the catch right at the 1-yard line, and this is where they use their final timeout. No timeout, 2nd and goal from the 1, 14 seconds left. Michigan throwing it quickly to the back of the end zone, and he gets those feet down, and Michigan is going to take advantage of that interception and get into the end zone before halftime to get them some momentum going into the second half. Our defense got a stop to start the second half, but our offense is on a 3rd down and 7 for their first possession. Byron Talib is looking, and he's going to be sacked again as Michigan's pass rush has really been bothering us. That's going to be their 4th sack on the ball game. Run for their running back, and he sprints through there, and he's past us now, and he is having a huge gain. Jaden Morrison finally brings him down at the 22, and that guy just exploded out of the backfield there for a huge gain. Up the middle, their running back is getting through the middle of our defense, and he's got 9 yards. Running again, and their running back finds the crease to move the sticks. We've worked it to a 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line, sending a man in motion to the other side. And they're going to throw it out to him in the flat, and we're going to be able to cover him nicely. Michigan with the hash mark field goal for a 23-yard try. And he's going to put up the kick. And it is going to go through, so Michigan gets a little closer as they've made it a touchdown deficit. After their field goal, Michigan gets our offense off the field, and they're out here on offense again, really feeling some momentum as they throw this one outside for 4. Throwing to their man, and he is going to get enough for the first down. Up the middle, their running back has just been carving us up so far in this half with those runs. Trying to put some pressure on him, but he's going to scramble out of it and slide down before the first down. 3rd down and 1 in quarterback sneak territory for Michigan. And they are going to do the sneak, and he is going to get it. Play action, Michigan over the middle. He's going to get free, and Michigan is in the end zone as they're going to tie up this ball game. So after the Piranhas built a 17-0 lead, Michigan has battled their way back to tie up this ball game, and it's early in the 4th quarter. Byron Talib throwing the slant. Dwayne Mentor breaks the tackle and gets some extra yards. And Byron Talib is going to take this one himself, run up the middle, and get the first down. 3rd down and 8 for the Piranhas after a flag. And we are going to drop back with Byron. And he is going to be sacked as Michigan's pass rush has just been absolutely tearing our offense apart lately. And we're going to have to punt this one away. 3rd down and 2 for the Michigan Wolverines. And they are going to drop back, throw it over the middle, and there's a slant there in front of our defense that they're going to convert on. 3rd down and 7 for Michigan at the 40-yard line. They drop back, throw it quickly, and he's got it complete right outside the red zone. We're sending a blitz here, and Sean Leonhardt is going to get in for the sack, a 3-yard loss, and our 2nd sack of the ball game. 3rd down and 7 for Michigan, empty formation inside of our red zone. And he's going to drop back, pump fake, and throw it over the middle, and it's knocked around and incomplete. Field goal attempt for Michigan as it's going to be a 35-yarder. He's going to put up this kick. And it is going to be good, so Michigan will take the lead. Just 20 straight unanswered points by them to take this lead with just over 4 minutes left in the game. Just under 3 minutes left. It's 3rd down and 3 for the Peteytown Piranhas. Byron Talib is going to drop back. He's going to throw it. It's a hitch route, and they're going to separate it from our man. 4th down and 3 for the Peteytown Piranhas. And Byron Talib is going to send Theo in motion. And he is going to snap it. And we're looking. Byron's going to throw a deep ball. We got a man open, but he can't hang on to it. Oh, man, that could have been a huge one, but it is not going to work out. Their running back is making a big run here for the first down, and now we got to start using timeouts. Play action, Michigan wide open man. He spins away, and we keep him out of the end zone, but they're on the 1-yard line now. Run to the outside for their back, and we're going to stop him there. He's not going to get in there. No timeouts remaining for the Piranhas. It's 2nd down and goal with 2 minutes left in this game. Michigan going with another run, and we hit him back behind the line again. 3rd down and goal. We're here in a heavy look, and looks like they're going to pass out of it, so they might have some mismatches here. Let's see what they go with. And they're going to send a man in motion. And they're going to hand it off to their man, and that's working out for us. And they're going to be forced to try a field goal attempt from the hash mark. 27-yard field goal attempt for Michigan here. And he's going to put it up, and it is good. So Michigan is going to take the 6-point lead on us. We'll see if we have a miracle in store for us. 34 seconds, no timeouts for the Piranhas. Byron Talib is going to throw one, and Nick Marler makes the catch past the sticks. And now we're going to have to hurry up. We hurry to the line, and a few seconds tick off as Byron Talib is going to send a man in motion, because that's part of a part of that, I guess. 3rd down and 10 for the Peteytown Piranhas. Byron Talib looking, throwing it, and he's just throwing it out of bounds. 4th down and 10, 15 seconds left. Byron Talib throwing one, and it is going to be caught there, and we're going to have to hustle we're going to just have to hustle. Almost used a bad word there. Sorry about that. 10 seconds left. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Byron Talib looking, and he's going to be sacked, and he fumbles, and we're going to turn it over, not even going to get a play off. And the Michigan Wolverines just absolutely had a tremendous comeback here and a classic for them. And we're going to lose in heartbreaking fashion once again this season. Building a 17-0 lead and then giving up 23 unanswered points is just not what you want to see. It's just embarrassing, really. And Michigan earned every bit of this victory, just exploiting us in every way, and just that's a rough way to end the season. As they're going to celebrate with the trophy there, they're looking for the national championship trophy, but that is going to end the Peteytown Piranhas streak of national championship game appearances. And you know, it was a good run, got a couple of titles out of it, but now we're going to have to reload and start all over again for next year. Final stats, Michigan outgains us by almost 100 as they had 360 to our 270, and we ran for 62 yards while they ran for 108. Through the air, they had 252 to our 208, and they had 6 of 14 on 3rd down while we were 3 of 11. And the turnovers were even in this one as they had 2 and we had 2. Byron Talib is going to want this one back. It's going to hang heavy over his head as he had 208 yards and 2 touchdowns, but that one interception at the end of the half is the play that really turned the tide in this game, because once he threw that, they scored off of it, and just we couldn't score again after that play. So just very unfortunate for our guy, and he was also sacked 6 times as he didn't have much time on some plays, and other plays he was just trying to wait for guys to get open, and just their pass rush was really ferocious in this one. Theo Storm is going to end his career with us with 8 carries and 56 yards. We're also saying so long to Nick Marler, and he left us in a big way with 11 catches, 127 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Andy Wilkins led us with 12 tackles, while Pat Missouri got in on 10. Sean Leonhardt had a sack, as well as Carlos Sexton. Pat Missouri got that early interception for us, while Zach Fowler got himself an interception on a great read by him. Josh Grudadaria hit his only field goal of the day for a 31-yarder. Looking at how the bracket played out, Tennessee just barely beat Texas, but then we can say that we lost to the eventual national champions as Michigan beat Tennessee 45-37 to win it all. Looking at the end of the year stats for our guys, Byron Talib finished with 4,184 yards, 39 touchdowns, and 15 interceptions. Theo Storm led the way rushing-wise with 148 carries, 855 yards, and 7 scores, while Elijah Addison backed him up with 100 carries, 419 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Byron Talib also contributed 77 carries, 167 yards, and 4 rushing touchdowns. Nick Marler led us in receiving with 143 catches, 1,229 yards, and 15 touchdowns, while Dwayne Mentor had 87 for 864 and 6 touchdowns, and Andre DiMukheji had 53 for 721 and 6 touchdowns. Defensively, we had a number of guys with over 100 tackles, as Carlos Sexton led us with 125, and then 105 each for Sean Leonhardt, Andy Wilkins, and Zach Fowler. In the TFL category, you had Carlos Sexton with 39, Andre Okoye with 35, Sean Leonhardt with 22, Charlie Cahill with 15, Trey Rizzo 13, and Zach Fowler and Calvin Session each with 10. In the sacks department, Andre Okoye was a menace for us with 16.5, and the second guy was Charlie Cahill with 9. Interception, Zach Fowler led us with 4, while Andy Wilkins and Pat Missouri each had 2. Then there was 1 each for Carlos Sexton, Sean Leonhardt, Johnny Whitaker, Calvin Session, and Mafu Lee. 2 defensive touchdowns on the season for the Piranhas, as Andre Okoye and Jaden Morrison each got 1. Andy Wilkins led us with 13 pass deflections, while Zach Fowler had 10. Zach Fowler and Andre Okoye each had 2 forced fumbles, while 1 each to Sean Leonhardt, Carlos Sexton, Charlie Cahill, Trey Rizzo, Danny Gage, and Lee Pisagnan. For fumble recoveries, Jaden Morrison had 2, while we had 1 each for Pat Missouri, Mafu Lee, Andre Okoye, Sean Leonhardt, and Trey Rizzo. In his freshman season, Josh Grudedario was pretty solid with 17 makes to 20 attempts, with a long of 55. Gotta shout out the career contributions of Sean Leonhardt. He had 315 total tackles, 61 for a loss, 9.5 sacks, 8 interceptions, 116 return yards on those interceptions. He also had a defensive touchdown and 18 pass deflections. Then he had a forced fumble and 2 fumble recoveries. We got 5 guys here looking to transfer, among them Jamal Tavares, who I'd really like to keep back, and Dante Latimer with his elite development I'd love to keep on, but might not be a great chance with him. Then Robert Muse could be going, as well as BJ Hart and Vi Moala. In incredible news, Jamal Tavares has decided to stay, so very happy to see that. Jamal Tavares is the only player who's wanting to stay, as everybody else is looking to leave in the transfer portal. Now that we've spent skill points where we can to try to boost guys up for the pro draft, gotta say goodbye to guys like Sean Leonhardt, who was a tremendous player for us, just making plays in the run and pass during his whole career. Then you got Carlos Sexton, who stepped into a starting role and did it very well. And you got Nick Marler, who switched over to tight end for us, a position that we feature a lot in this offense, and he continued the tradition of getting the John Mackey Award for us. And you got Moses Dillard, who stepped into his starting role and did a nice job for us. Jaden Morrison bided his time and then really got himself to a nice overall his senior year and contributed as a starter. Theo Storm really took the reins in the backfield as our main back after Elijah Addison did that his freshman year, and he was an explosive playmaker for us, and I loved playing with him whenever I stepped in. We gave a nice boost to Andre Okoye, so I'm hoping he goes a little higher than the 7th round, but athletic freak, and he had a very nice 16.5 sack season for us in his senior season. Also want to shout out some of the lower rated guys for us that don't really have hopes of the NFL draft. Trey Rizzo, just in the middle, a very good player for us. And Nick Kurtz was usually a backup for us, but never left, just stayed with the team and contributed to us just having good backups, and whenever he came in with those backups, he was making plays for us, and just happy to have a guy like him around the program. Nick Rabe also got a chance to do some things this season, and he had a solid season. Gotta love Charlie Cahill, another man in the middle, providing some pass rushing for us. These seniors will leave with 2 national championships under their belt, and I wish we could have done better in their final season, but gotta love guys who contribute to winning cultures. In the NFL draft, we got a nice group of first-rounders, as Nick Marler got there, as well as Moses Dillard, Carlos Sexton, Sean Leonhardt, and Jaden Morrison. Then in the third round, you had Theo Storm and Andre Okoye. In the fourth round went Pat Missouri. And then finally, in the seventh round, it was Mustafa Okwegbunam. And I waited his whole career to try to pronounce that name, but he deserved it after he got into the NFL. Usually I show this screen when we're about to move conferences, but of course we didn't win the SEC, so we're staying put. I did want to show this screen though because we are now a 4.5 team prestige, so excited about that. For our two remaining high schoolers, we're just maxing out their points and putting them on week 1 visits to try to lock in those guys, and we can spend more time in the transfer portal. Looking at the transfers, Robert Muse would be interested in coming back to the Peteytown Piranhas, so we're going to see if we can get him back. Another strong safety option is Ty Ansa with 86 speed and 90 acceleration, and he's also got 83 zone and silver house call and silver robber. Trying to fill out the quarterback depth chart, we got Barry Benedict, who's a dual threat with not great stats, but really just trying to fill in the third spot on our quarterback depth chart. The other quarterback we're looking at is pocket passer Josh Mayer, who's got 85 throw power, but he does have solid accuracies. An intriguing edge that we're looking at is Ramon Willies, and he's got good athleticism with the 83 speed, 85 acceleration, but he also has got 87 power moves, which is really intriguing, along with 92 pursuit and 90 tackle, and that gives him gold takedown. Looking to shore up our defensive tackle spot with Connor Stevens, who's got platinum workhorse, silver grip breaker, and silver takedown. For cornerback, we're looking at Corbin Van Pelt, who's got 90 speed, 92 acceleration, and 93 change of direction, and he's got 85 man coverage along with 78 zone and 92 catching, and he's got silver robber and bronze blanket coverage. Would also love to add right guard Kari Volk to the offensive line, and he's just got great stats everywhere, and he's going to be in a senior season. He's got bronze pocket shield already, but I think he can get that higher with where he's at. Of all the guys to add, I really want Clayton Toon, a wide receiver with 90 speed, 95 acceleration, incredible route running everywhere, 95 spec catch, 98 release, and you see all the abilities he's got over there already. Just an absolute demon he would be for us, so I really want to get him. For halfback in the past, we've had a lot of east-west playmakers, but I want to get some physicality at that position, and Dexter Toston would be perfect for that. He's got 91 speed and 98 acceleration as a contact seeker, which is amazing, and he's got silver downhill and gold ball security, and just a guy that would really add a big element to our backfield. Along those lines, Kevin Middlebrooks is another option as an elusive bruiser, maybe not as skilled as Dexter is, but he holds his own with 91 speed and 93 acceleration and 85 break tackle. Going into week 2, we can see things aren't going super well for these two strong safeties that we're going after, but I think that's kind of okay because we did compensate for that with getting some other free safeties, so it's not the end of the world if we don't get these guys, but I'm going to see how things develop over the course of the transfer portal with them. We dropped our other option at quarterback because for Barry Benedict, nobody else is going after him at the moment, and we jumped into his top spot, so if we can get him, I think that would be good. As for the two edge players, Keenan Avalis is in first place, as well as Ramon Willies, and along with Keenan, I'm going to have Connor Stevens on a week 3 visit to try to get that boost. Also for Connor Stevens, we got him on 2 soft cells, and we'd want it to be this one with all A+ grades, but really, they would both be good for us. Very excited to see that Clayton Toon has shot up into first place for us, and nobody else is really challenging at the moment. Kind of a different story with the halfbacks, as Dexter Toston is in second behind Washington, who got a big boost. Then you got Kevin Middlebrooks, who's coming up the rear on these other teams that have got scholarships for him. The high schoolers are coming in as Randy Felton has joined the Peteytown Piranhas. For Jeff Block, we're going to try a Hail Mary Week 4 visit with him as we've gotten up to 3rd place on him. We also have his hard sell, C+ and C grade isn't looking so great for that. As for Ty Ansa, Nebraska has really taken a lead with that Tier 3 pipeline, and I don't have enough info for the hard sell, but one of the grades is D, so I'm not feeling really great about it, so I think I'm just going to take Ty off the board. For Keenan Avalis, we've maintained that top spot as he comes on a visit this week, and we also have his hard sell. And nobody's challenging us for Raymond Willies, so pretty easy battle here as we got his hard sell and it's just a perfect one. Iowa still has a slight lead on us for Connor Stevens, but we got that week 3 paired visit for him, and we also have his perfect hard sell. We're still behind Nebraska for Corbin Van Pelt, but we got him on a week 4 visit. And we also have a double soft sell, preferring this one, of course. We're getting a lot of challenge for Kari Volk, so we got him on a week 4 visit to try to get that boost. And we also got a double soft sell, preferring Status Seeker. I'm absolutely shocked that nobody is challenging us for Clayton Toon, but we got him on a week 4 visit just in case. And we also got to send the house because I don't feel confident with the sells at the moment because there's a few different options and I don't want to ruin anything. Things are a little complicated for Dexter Tostin because we got him on a week 3 visit, but Washington's still in the lead. There's a few different options for sells and I just went with the 2 best ones, but I think there's like 3 or 4 options and I'm trying to sway here to try to make it this one because it's the best of the bunch. As for Kevin Middlebrooks, just a lot of challenge for him right now, and we're going to see if we can get this hard sell to work even though there's an F grade in there. And Nick Fry is the last high schooler to join us, so happy to bring him on. And then Keenan Avalis is going to come and try to bolster our defensive line. Joining Keenan on the defensive line will be defensive tackle Connor Stevens, so love having him in the middle. We did lose on Jeff Block, but I'm not too worried about it because we can fill out things with our other free safeties that we got. Unfortunately, Nebraska is just selling their hearts out for Corbin Van Pelt, and we still have him on a week 4 visit. We do have the hard sell, but it's not as good as the other option we were trying, but just going to see what happens. For Kari Volk, UCLA has taken over in this battle, but we do have the week 4 visit, and between the 2 soft sells, we got the better ones, so we're just seeing what can happen with him. With us being in danger of losing Corbin Van Pelt, I wanted to look at other cornerbacks, and I found Leonard Wentz where nobody has offered him, and he's got 90 speed, 91 acceleration, and 70 on both his coverages, and he would come in as a sophomore, so he could develop over a little time. The sway did not work on Dexter Tostin, unfortunately, so we're going to have this hard sell for him, and hopefully that can help us. For Kevin Middlebrooks, his hard sell has got him up to 3rd place, but probably not looking very good for him. So here come the signings on the last week. Robert Muse is rejoining the Peteytown Piranhas. Raymond Willies is also going to be with us, so our defensive line is looking mighty fine. Kari Volk did choose us over UCLA, so love to see that. Barry Benedict will come in to fill in our 3rd quarterback spot. Got wide receiver Clayton Toon, so very, very pumped to see that. Wasn't all sunshine and rainbows as Corbin Van Pelt did choose Nebraska over us, and Dexter Tostin went to Washington, Kevin Middlebrooks went to Texas A&M, and Leonard Wentz went to Mizzou. Looking at our transfer dev traits, Randy Felton comes in with star devs, so absolutely love to see that for our high schooler. And Nick Fry also has star devs, so safety is looking like it's going to be a real strength going forward. Then Connor Stevens has impact. Keenan Avalis is normal. Robert Muse, as we knew, was normal. And Barry Benedict is also normal, so little run of normals right now. Raymond Willies is a star, so that'll pick you back up. Kari Volk is impact. And Clayton Toon is a star, and you could just tell that from everything he's gotten so far, so very happy with how this recruiting class has come together between the high schoolers and transfers. We have the number 4 recruiting class in the country with 5 5-stars, 9 4-stars, and 8 3-stars, and among those you have 4 elite devs and 8 star devs, so very happy with how we're looking right now. One position change I'm going to make right off the bat is Max Martino moving to tight end from wide receiver, and he keeps 3 of his abilities. The only one he loses is downhill, unfortunately, but he does have the size for it at 6'4", and I think he can add some weight on there, but I think he'll be a much better use for us at tight end. Another notable change is making Ross Moore defensive tackle officially. He's been an edge the last few seasons, but he's filled primarily at the defensive tackle spot, so just making that official. Byron Tully put in some absolute work in the offseason as he had 137 skill points to use, and he used it to max out his accuracy, and he got his throw power to 99 and his IQ to 95 with a 99 overall in IQ, so he's going to be an absolute demon, I think, this season. And he also got bronze dot. Elijah Addison's now up to a 93 overall, and we did that by boosting his IQ only. He got 84 awareness and 95 ball carrier vision, and we also got his sidestep to silver. Jamal Tavares is also a 93 overall now, as we got his elusiveness up, and he's got 99 agility and change of direction. We also boosted his IQ, so he's got 80 awareness and 91 ball carrier vision. And for his abilities, we got him to bronze sidestep and bronze 360. Leon Brahms is the last 90+ overall running back we got, and we couldn't do anything with his quickness or elusiveness, so we just boosted up his IQ as much as we could. For Clayton Tune, we got him to 94 overall, and he's got 92 speed and 97 acceleration now, and his hands were a little down, so we got him up there to 85 catching, 97 catch in traffic, and 99 spec catch. And his route running was already great, and we didn't really touch that. And we went over to abilities, and we got him gold sure hands. Just a quick reminder that the coordinators we have tactician boosts, so any overalls you see in these pages are a little boosted from them, so it's not their true overalls, but it is what we're working with when they're on the field. With that, Dwayne Mentor's a 91 with those boosts, and we did that by getting his hands up and boosting up his IQ. And we also got him to Platinum Cutter and Platinum Sure Hands. Andre Dimukeji rounds out our trio of receivers as we got his hands up where he's got 90 catching and 97 spec catch. We also maxed out his elusiveness, and that allowed us to get Platinum Shifty for him. We got another member of the 99 overall club as Jared Burden has maxed out his pass blocking to be 99s across the board. Then we got run blocking up into the 80s for everything. Then we got his IQ to 95 and lead block to 95. And finally, we got him Platinum Pocket Shield. For sophomore Corbin Gruber, he's up to a 90 overall with a tactician boost, but he's an 87 true overall, so hoping that is just below the NFL threshold. And we did it by getting his pass blocking to its cap, and then we got into Gold Pocket Shield. And also gold wear down. On to the defensive side of the ball, we got Raymond Willies up to a 90 overall by getting him to 93 power moves and then getting to his cap and run stopping. Lee Pisagnan also got his power moves to 93, and he also boosted up his run stopping. In addition to that, he got his takedown ability to silver. Transfer defensive tackle Connor Stevens is up to an 87 overall after boosting up the run stopping and getting his power moves to 83. Derek Burr is also up to an 87 overall as he's got 92 power moves and he boosted his run stopping. And with that, he got bronze grip breaker and silver pocket disruptor and bronze hammer. Enrique Moultrie is up to a 91 overall now with an 88 awareness and 84 play rec. He's also boosted up his run stopping and pass coverage pretty nicely, and he's got gold house call and silver robber. We're capping Andy Wilkins at an 88 overall right now, and he's a sophomore, and he's right on the borderline of the NFL, so gonna see if we can keep it there, if that keeps him out of the NFL for a little bit for us. Still got 58 skill points to spend, so we're just probably gonna let those pile up for him so he can really go to town when he becomes a senior. Jadarius Fatten-Coons at an 88 overall, much like Andy Wilkins, but he's a junior, so we can really go all in next off-season. But we boosted up his man coverage a little bit in zone, and we already had done his catching so that we can give him platinum house call. Johnny Whitaker's also been capped at an 88, so that makes a trio of 88 overall corners, and we did it by doing a little bit to his man coverage and zone coverage, and we got his hands up a little bit and his run stopping, and then we got to gold jammer and platinum quick jump. If you thought we were done with 99 overalls on this team, you'd be wrong, as Bruce Tolbert becomes the third. He has maxed out his zone coverage to get there with 99s across the board. And going over to abilities, he's got Platinum House Call and Platinum Robber. Zach Fowler is a 93 overall after he got to his cap and zone coverage with 96 there. Also got 88 awareness and 95 play rec. Also boosted up his man coverage a little bit, and he's got 99 change of direction there. We also did some work on his run support and hands. And with all that, he got Bronze House Call, and he already had the Platinum Robber. And he also got Silver Ball Hawk. Petey Privet was able to level up again, so I'm going to just put this into the Tier 3 on the secondary and talent developer, then we can move on to some other positions. Well, after all that, that'll be it for this episode of the Peteytown Piranhas. Gotta say, I'm just kind of disappointed with how things played out this season. 11-4 is nothing to sneeze at, but after coming off 4 national championship appearances and 2 straight national titles, felt kind of sad not to get to the national title game again when we were 1 game away from it. But, you know, from going to 9-3 and really wondering if we were going to even make it to the playoff to getting as far as we did is nice, but can't help but feel a little let down because we had some games that we were close but just couldn't overcome, especially those 2 last regular season games. Just very disappointing, just couldn't execute in different situations, and giving up that comeback to Michigan is gonna just stick in the back of my mind. So overall, I am proud of what some of the guys accomplished and getting into the NFL and everything, but want to gear up for another run at the thing next season for the national championship, and I think we can do that with the guys that we have on the roster. I'll see you guys in the next video.